My name is Tori David, and today we're diving deep into the chilling tale of Deon Vann, one of Indiana's most notorious serial killers.
How do you connect the rage with these people that
they're random? They're random. All it does is take the wrong person to say something, or it triggers something from our past.
The city of Gary, Indiana's decline can be traced back to the fall of the manufacturing industry. As the steel industry crumbled, so did the city's economy. Businesses shuttered their doors, and the once thriving cityscape turned into a landscape of urban decay. Abandoned churches, storefronts, and other buildings became the new norm. The stark contrast from Gary's past and present is evident in the memories of those who have lived through the changes. The once thriving community now grapples with issues of gun violence and urban decay. Growing up in Gary, Indiana, Deon was all too familiar with the violence. Deon was born on March 21, 1971 in Gary, Indiana. He was married for 16 years to Maria Vann, who was about 30 years older than him. Maria says she can't remember a time when her then husband was ever violent, but his criminal record suggests otherwise. Vann was arrested in Indiana for threatening the life of his girlfriend. He was charged with a Class D felony and spent 90 days in jail. He was also convicted in Travis County, Texas, of sexual assault and served 5 years in a state penitentiary. Other than that, not much else is known about Deon Vann. On October 17, 2014, the quiet town of Hammond, Indiana was shaken to its core after a young woman was found beaten and strangled to death inside a Motel 6.
The trail that led to at least 7 bodies began Friday night at this motel in Hammond, Indiana. Police say the suspect, 43-year-old convicted sex offender Deon Vann, spent time there with a 19-year-old escort he'd found on the website Backpage.
On April 19, 1995, Africa Hardy was born, a unique and beautiful name for a unique and beautiful person. Africa's mother, Lori Townsend, says her daughter's smile would light up a room.
She could walk in a room full of people and they just stop, and because her smile, her beauty, stunning, my beauty queen. She loved to take pictures.
Africa's mom, Lori Townsend, says her baby also loved to sing.
She used to tell me when she was growing up and stuff, Mama, I'm gonna be famous.
Here it comes.
Nobody else on this earth can make me happy. Baby, you're my sunshine, even when life's dim.
Africa had recently moved back to Chicago after graduating from high school and living for 5 years with her mother in Aurora, Colorado. After moving back home, Africa became close with a woman named Shamika Cunningham. The two now best friends decide to go in business together. Africa and Shamika decide that being an escort was the quickest way to get money. They used a website called Backpage.com to connect with potential clients. Even though Africa is only 19, she's smart and as careful as she can be. She makes it her practice to send detailed messages about who she's seeing, where she's going, and what time, just in case anything unexpected happens. So just after 5 p.m., Africa sends a text to Shamika, letting her know she's meeting with a client nicknamed Big Boy Appetite. Hours later, Shamika hasn't received a text from Africa and starts to worry. So she tries calling Africa over 8 times without receiving a response. Then she tries texting. She eventually receives a text back. It states, "Done, was it GD1 gonna see him soon? Night Girl X." Alarm bells begin to go off because this is not at all how Africa speaks over text. Shamika immediately begins to suspect that Africa may be in trouble. Shamika and a male friend decide to drive over to the Motel 6. When they entered the motel room, they found Africa in the bathtub. She had been beaten and strangled to death with the shower raining down on her. Shamika is devastated. Despite both their efforts to protect each other from harm, the unthinkable happened. They immediately called police, who were able to use phone records as well as evidence left on the scene to link Africa to Deon Vann's, as well as surveillance tapes that show Vann was the last person to be seen with Africa. His vehicle was caught on video outside of the motel. Police were able to trace him to a home in Gary where he was taken into custody without incident. But what investigators uncovered in the aftermath would send shockwaves through the community and beyond.
And what is freshest in your mind from there that occurred? Like the one murder just previous to the Motel 6?
I can't give you the one before the Motel 6, because that'd be out of state. The one before that was somebody I knew. She owed me money, didn't pay me.
Well, obviously that would be an easy one to start with if you know her.
Well, I don't know her, like I know her from the streets.
Okay. You don't know her name or nickname or anything like that? If she
Casper. Her nickname on the streets was Casper. She was a prostitute.
How old would you say?
I wouldn't know how old Casper is. I would say late 20s, early 30s. Well, I could be wrong, because you know they're on drugs. And
well, I'm just asking you to give. I mean, you also seem to be pretty intelligent, so I think you know what you're talking about.
Okay, T is young. The girl is missing. I think they say she was late 30s, early 40s. But I saw the post before. I really didn't pay no attention. I just knew the face.
Now with Casper, what'd she look like?
She's a Caucasian. Casper's about like 200. See, I'm not good with descriptions. She's like about this size. I don't know how you would describe a girl as this size. She's real big, long, blonde hair. Yeah, heavy set. Some people say big BBW.
Well, how
I
old?
was gonna say Casper's can't. That's why I say she's anywhere from 28.
You said long blonde hair?
Yes. I don't know if it's blonde or brown. I'm colorblind, so.
All right.
So late 20s to early 30s?
She's 28 to 32. I'm not going to put her no older than that.
Okay.
If she is, I wouldn't think so.
Around what time would this have happened?
I'm trying to think. See, I can't be sure what time I killed Casper, because I did some of those that same day.
Where'd you kill her at?
Oh, see, I'll tell you that, y'all can go to the house. I killed her in Gary. All these in Gary I'm giving you.
Okay, so Casper's a prostitute in Gary?
Yes.
Okay.
T's a prostitute in Gary. She's another one.
So Casper's body's inside of an abandoned house?
Right now, yeah.
Right now?
Right now.
On what street?
I see her way on. Yeah, I'm not good at streets. She's off the first street on the east side off of Broadway. I want to say Connecticut. See, I always get Massachusetts and Connecticut mixed up.
So it's one
block east.
One block east.
Of Broadway.
In what 100 block?
I'm not sure. I just know, you ever walk and you know how to cut through all your trails? And I know the trails is cut through. We cut through. I cut through the alley that go through another abandoned house to get to this house. Does that make sense?
Sure.
It's like a bunch of abandoned houses, right?
Off of what main street?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I was either Connecticut or Massachusetts. Because I don't come off the house off of Broadway. I come through a field when I go that way.
Yeah, but would this be north of
It's
25th?
It's in all. This is in Glen Park.
In Glen Park. So
Right.
south, would it be south of Ridge Road?
Yes.
North?
It's gonna be south of Ridge.
South of Ridge.
I'm gonna give you. Let's see, one is by. You know what Dora Miller is? I think it's Dora Miller Projects. One is by Dora Miller. One is by, I want to say, 1, 2, 3 is by Georgia Street, Glen Park. One is by.
Has the one by Dory Miller been located?
No. They located a body, but it wasn't the right one. Well, it wasn't one of mine.
Okay. Where's the one at in Dory Miller?
I don't know their streets like that. You know what I'm saying?
Inside of a building?
It's inside the house.
Are most of these inside of vacants?
Yes, most of these are inside vacants.
How, and I believe you, that you kind of want to put an end to this. And
Right, that's why I say it'd be easier just to be like, bam, if there's a house,
Would you
you're going to have to move some stuff.
Would you be willing
You're going to have to, because the police went in one house because they didn't move the right thing, they didn't find a body.
You're kidding.
Right.
But would you be willing to take us and, I mean, almost, I mean, I don't know, what you call it, like a field trip and just show us
I'd actually
where
point the bodies off, right?
your work products at?
I don't really call it work. I call it my mistakes.
Your rages?
Yeah, my rages. When stuff don't go right, I go looking for an out. I usually try to go to Illinois where I have my guns. You see what I'm saying?
Sure.
But if I don't have a way to get there or I'm getting help, like right now I'm watching my sister kids, so if I get upset, I can't just leave. I'm on schedule. You see what I'm saying? And that schedule compresses how I do things.
What are the things that cause you to go into a rage?
Last year it's really, I can't work. They want 7 years, they want this. I went to get my ID, they won't give me my ID. It's just so much. I'm just like, I'm tired.
Does it do anything for you?
What? It releases, I want to say it releases pressure. Because really my brother tells me I'm crazy. I tell him all the time, I just want to walk in something and blow everything up.
I guess what I'm asking, how does the rage, how do you connect the rage with these people that
They're
you
random.
kill?
They're random. All it does is take the wrong person to say something or it triggers something from my past. That's why I really can't give you Illinois, because Illinois probably has a whole lot of, they have more than Indiana, let's say that.
Do
They have way more than Indiana.
Where were you staying at over there?
I don't have to stay anywhere.
You were just...
I get on the train, I get on the bus, and I'll be like, I know I'm losing. I try to get far away from my family when I feel myself slipping.
Do you?
Yes.
Have you ever hurt anyone in your family?
I can't answer that because that would give you another state. You see what I'm saying? But yes.
Well, this is obviously gonna be somewhat difficult because we're gonna need some specific information and to be able to verify these and get you to where you're going.
Well, I gave you this one.
I don't think you're gonna have any problem.
Okay.
I mean,
I
just want to say these arrests, because I call these my mistakes because they did something that triggered my anger where I was already angry, but they really, like Casper was my friend. I didn't mean to kill her.
What led up to that?
I was already angry.
When do we go and recover her body?
I would do Casper's party because she was my friend. She was a good person.
When do we do that?
That's why I said we could take that ride. That way you know the rest of them trying to get
Right.
with
You realize what we're probably gonna do is we're gonna put you like in the belt that you're in now,
That's fine.
and we'll probably put you in some leg shackles. Because this is not something we do every day.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I don't think you could leg check because I'm not going to be able to get down where Casper is.
You don't think you'll be able to direct us to it?
Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, they're pretty decent. I mean, they're not short leg shackles. I mean, you'll be able to.
That's fine.
And like I said, I'm from the South. I don't have to go fast.
I'm not going to give you any problems. I'm
Right.
trying to get it.
Yeah, you're trying to put everything behind you.
Well, that's not really behind it. These I'm giving you because they wasn't supposed
You want to
be.
clear it up.
No, these weren't supposed to be people I killed.
Mm-hmm.
These were people that didn't have nothing to do with people hiring me to do something.
For the Motel 6, was that supposed to happen, or?
No, she struck me. If
And
she
that
hadn't
was just-
struck, that's it. I don't like being hit. Actually, I'm really surprised. I know why I ain't go off when your officers threw me down, because that's really one of my pets. I don't like people striking me or pushing me.
Did you hear me just saying, hey, you just,
Right,
yeah, you heard me, didn't you?
right. And see, I kept.
I could tell you paid
But see,
attention.
my thing was like my niece up there.
The kids are there.
Right. That's why I try to get far away, because I wasn't even supposed to come. I don't even know what made me mad. I know what made me mad. Somebody didn't pay me. I did a work for them and they didn't pay me. Because they figured I'm a felon and I can't do nothing about it. I didn't have no contract.
When did that happen?
It happened Friday morning. I went and fixed some drywall for a guy.
Where at?
I don't know. It just, I'll be on tag and Facebook and they say come to do, somebody will pick me up.
After his arrest for the murder of Africa Hardy, Vann confessed to police to about 6 other women whom he had killed, Vann led law enforcement on a disturbing scavenger hunt, pointing out the houses, and in some cases the rooms within them, where his victims' corpses could be found. Despite showing the police where he hid the bodies, Vann pled not guilty in court. These 6 women turned out to be Anith Jones, Tira Beatty, Christine Williams, Sonia Billingsley, Tracy Martin, and Tanya Gatlin, all of whom disappeared in 2014, were found in 5 separate boarded-up houses. Most serial killers establish patterns. They kill their victims with one single method and dispose of their bodies in the same way each time, ritualistically. This is true of Vann. He strangled his victims, sometimes with his bare hands, other times with an electrical cord or a piece of jewelry. He then placed their bodies in abandoned houses in the city of Gary, Indiana. Even though Vann only confessed to 7 murders, some believe that he killed many other women. Do you? During his confession, Vann made claims he'd been murdering women since the 1990s. Given his long history of violence against women, authorities could solve several more cases linked to Vann, who is now serving 7 life sentences in the Wabash Valley Correctional Center. Darren Vann's victims, primarily women from vulnerable backgrounds, were subjected to unspeakable horrors. Vann's crimes weren't simply killings. They were acts of sadistic brutality, fueled by a twisted desire to kill. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Until next time, peace and blessings.